The US dollar bulls are leaving for the weekend in a positive mood. At the same time, euro traders are closing long positions. The fact is that extremely weak figures on the eurozone industrial sector resulted in the euro's depreciation. The euro-dollar pair has managed to break below the psychological level at 1.1000 for the first time in 3 months. In fact, this can be viewed as a sign of recovery from a long-term correction which has been completed by 80% already. We can expect the price to continue moving towards subsequent recovery levels of 1.0950, 1.0880. Today, France released its industrial production data that turned out to be rather weak. That's why market participants were expecting a slump in Germany's industrial sector. According to the preliminary estimates in Germany, in December, industrial production declined by 2.8%. On a yearly basis, the indicator dropped to -6.8% instead of -3.7%. It is the worst performance since January 2009. At the moment, market participants are waiting for the US Labor Department report. Analysts suppose that the soon-to-be-published data can boost the US dollar. According to the forecast, the US unemployment rate advanced to 3.6% from 3.5%. The rise was driven by higher labor participation rate. At the same time, non-farm employment added 148,000 jobs compared to 145,000 jobs in the previous months. Economists also suppose that the US average hourly earnings and average weekly hours rose in January. Thus, there is a great possibility that the number of jobs and personal income will also advance. If the forecasts come true, the US dollar can accelerate its growth. However, during the recent days, the US currency has been largely oversold. Besides, most economic figures were against the forecast. If the data presented by the US Labor Department does not meet analysts' predictions, the US dollar is likely to slump. The pound-dollar pair also broke the psychological level at 1.3000, holding below 1.2960. It is the second attempt to change the midterm uptrend. The first attempt took place on December 23rd. In fact, the pair can still turn back to the psychological range. If the quote consolidates below 1.2900, bears can become even more confident. This, in its turn, can lead to a sharper fall on the pair. That's all for now. We keep monitoring the financial market situation. Subscribe to our channel and keep abreast of the latest news. See you soon.